Hello, this is Learn to Love Yourself or Serenity with Rosie, here with your weekly energy update. So, it was quite interesting after the last reading. The energy was so intense and it just was kind of confusing. And I realized afterward, because I'm like, why, you know, the chakra card in particular I had pulled, and it was the throat chakra. And toward the end, I was like calling it the crown chakra. And so it just was interesting how much, and it took a little while for me to clear my energy from that, of how intense the confusion and everything was going on. So it was quite interesting. But I hope everybody's well, and looking forward to a new week. So we are going to get started. So first, I want to start. I'm going to start with these ones. The Energy Oracle deck. And I've cleansed all the cards and the space. Whoop. Let's put these back in. All right. So, all right. So we have Roots of Abundance, Awakened Genius, and Great and Full. So we have all kinds of abundance coming in. Let me turn these around so you can see them all. We have all kinds of abundance coming in. So we have 2, a 4, and a 29. So it looks like we're in the time of when the karma, when the things switch, just how that's how life happens, is you have your tests and challenges right before the blessings appear. And so more or less it feels like that's what's going on. Hold on. Way too many. All right, universe. Okay. We have the 8 of Cups, and it shows this girl walking away. She's walking into the sunshine. So we're moving on from things that have been holding us back. Moving on to more abundance. You know, there is something behind her, but she's not even looking at it. She's just walking away. So maybe you figured out things that no longer serve you, or things that don't entice you anymore. All right. Ginkgo 39, which is breakthrough, which is exactly what we're talking about. And I'll do a gemstone. The cards are so funny today. They want to just jump, and it's almost like from the last time we did it, it was like sadness, grief, sorrow, and this time it's like so excitement and happiness and joy. All right. Labradorite and malachite. I think that's how you say it. So kindness. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Be kind, for everyone you meet. I always love labradorite. It almost looks like I think you call it dragon's heart in some of them, and it's so pretty. I love it, and it's supposed to help bring out your creativity, which is interesting. And then judgment, reserving judgments is a matter of infinite hope. It's interesting. So the fact that we have kindness and judgment together, are we being kind in our judgment? All right. And then one of these starseed ones. Because life gets easier once you realize that things happen for you. They happen toward your goals and what you want. And so it's very important to keep that in mind. Ooh, this one. Okay, then I will take it. Trust me. All right. Deeper cellular healing. And so that's possibly where we're transitioning into is a deeper space. We're going more within and we're finding the joy in ourselves because that's where we find the peace. And we're going to get a chakra card. This energy is so, it's so interesting. I feel like it's so excited. It's just like the second I sat down, I thought, I'm feeling pretty calm today. And the second I started doing this reading, it's like I'm all jittery and nerves and excited and just, it's a cool feeling. It's not bad. It's just, it's a lot. It's like night and day from what it was last week. Chakra we have. Okay. We have the Six of Swords, the Seven of Coins. Look at that. Huh. We have a 6, 7, and 8. So we have the crown chakra and the third eye. Which is I see and I understand, because we needed to speak up before. So it's interesting. Anything else you want? One of these ones. I always love this. It has the symbol, the medical symbol, and probably because it's of my history. I've always loved it. It's, to me, it doesn't just represent medical. It's a healing of all kinds. And so, all right then. Okay, it's always okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. So maybe that's part of the last week one. We learned to speak up for ourselves. And we've learned how to talk and ask things for ourselves. Put these down a little bit. Send out help to others. And that's where you can send healing and love. Healing if people are open for it. And love to everyone. Because we don't have a limit to how much we can love. And then heal yourself to heal the world. And that's so true. Because if you're not pouring into your own cup, how can you help anyone else? It's about putting the oxygen mask on yourself. I'm so jittery. That's so pretty. I'm going to pull one of these ones and then we're going to get into it. That one. Okay. And then one from the Spirit Oracle deck. Wow. We're being all kind of botched today. Wow. Ooh. All right. So I hope that we have found a new kind of peace within ourselves, because that's the whole thing, is finding peace, finding joy, finding understanding, finding joy and love and happiness in the little things that matter. What does the flame want to tell us today? No, you can tell. See that? It was like constant, way more wiggly than normal. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's like so excited. And so you're definitely seeing the excitement building and finding out that we are okay, because I know it's been hard for a lot of people and wondering if we're going to be okay, because this is a whole new shift, a whole new world, a whole new life and new energies, and it feels very uncertain for all of us. But seeing the way through the darkness, it's realizing, it's that moment of clarity when you feel like it's the end of the world, and then it's almost like a pathway opens and you all of a sudden you can see and it's clear. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So we have a 2, a 4, 29, 8, 6, 7, and 8. We have a 39, a 38, 39, 38, 39, and then we have another 7, and then we have a 9. So we actually have 6, 7, 8, 9. So if any of those numbers, but we need to learn to be more kind to ourselves. We need to change so we aren't stuck in our limiting beliefs, and realize that there's so much more. This is so much bigger than what you would dream of. And you're finding out that it's so exhilarating. And I just feel so tingly and excited. I'm going to read this message from the cosmos. It says, bet on yourself, take chances, reach your dreams. You've got this. So, and finding that courage, we can do this. This is exciting. This is the best time in our lives. Learn to ride the waves of life when faced with difficult times. You can either fight against the current or go with it. So ask yourself what is to be gained by depleting your energy and fighting against it. Don't do that to yourself. This message from Spirit. But don't do that to yourself. And I know I've done it. It's hard. It's because when we're stuck in how life has taught us that we have to continually try again, and it gets to be where that's your automatic response, because we've been stuck in this fight or flight mode for so long. But then we stop and we realize we don't have to do that. We don't have to be that. We don't want to live that way. What do we gain by being crazy? It's good to be excited. It's, we want to find the joy and the happiness and the peace and the love. He's not liking that. It's a little too warm. I'm sorry about that. A little zucchini baby. But we we just have to learn how to ride the waves and go with the energies instead of against it. Because yes, you can go against it, but it is so hard. And you realize if you wait for the energy, then you can go so much farther, so much faster. And so you have to learn how to be kind to yourself. And this is one from the universe. You can't do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. Change comes from thinking thoughts you've never thought before and showing up to meet them down streets you've never walked before. And so this, as we're into this new phase, this new era, we've tried all the old things. We've tried it. We've done it so many times and we didn't get what we wanted. So why would we keep wanting to try it again? Because then we're going to be in the same pain, same experience, same hardship. If you're in relationships and you find yourself in a cycle picking the same kind of people, you have to at some point change it up to where you're going to attract different, because you attract whatever energies you're in. And so if you focus on yourself and heal yourself, then you're going to attract someone who's done that also. Not saying that you won't attract people who aren't healed, because I have experienced that as well. But I'm saying is, you are the only one who determines what you will accept. You don't have to accept people. The answer does not always have to be yes, because you're in the driver's seat. And there's no wrong choices, because you get what you want or you learn. And so it's all a different life experience to help you grow, to help you evolve. That's what we are. We're spiritual beings having a life experience. We're not just human. No, we're here. We're spirit beings, all at different ages. Some are more evolved than others. But nonetheless, we're all in the same school. We all are here to learn. And it's just feeling how much energy and excitement. And, we are walking toward the sunshine. We're walking toward a better life for all of us. And that can be your reality if you believe it. Because you create your own reality by what you think, feel, believe, and what you say. And, it's like, and I've done it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't happen to me. Yeah, well, then you just call that experience, because karma's like, they don't know this yet. And so then you get to experience it. And then because it's like, I was talking to my one really good friend, and she says, I try to do all these things and line them out because they asked me for help. And then now they're doing exactly the opposite of what I told them. And I said, that's because they don't have the experience that you had to help them there. They don't understand why you made those choices. You feel so deeply about it because you at some time experienced something that made you feel so deeply. You can't just give that to someone. You have to learn for yourself. And so you can't fault anyone for their choices, because we all are learning. We all are growing. And even if it does hurt, I've chosen lessons, but I'm grateful that I had people around to help me and then help me understand. Because yes, I have made plenty of mistakes. Mistakes, you would say. I don't think of them as mistakes. I think of them as lessons. I've had a lot of lessons, but am I better? That's the thing. That's the whole reasoning behind this is, do we want it to be something we grow from or something that takes us down? Because everything is energy. Everything has emotions, and it's all a push and pull. And so what do you choose today to change that? What do you want? What makes you happy? And no one can tell you what your truth is but you. because you are the one that has to live your life. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Enjoy the excitement. And we will chat next time.